Welcome back to the program. Tristan Jutras of Get Connected is joining us. How are you this morning?
I'm all right.
Just all right. Little scrambled, little frazzled?
Little jet lagged. I was in Detroit this week for a Ford event, a press event, and we did lots of fun stuff. Got to drive some cars, got lots of great footage. So
cool.
Maybe we'll talk about
Look for that on
next
Get
week.
Connected?
Yeah, coming up on our YouTube channel and elsewhere.
Perfect. Hey, you know what? I shared a tweet this morning from Flotus, the First Lady of the United States. It was her first Instagram.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow,
which is very cool. They're in Africa.
It's officially gone mainstream now.
Yes, yes, exactly. But Instagram also can be a bad thing, or can be used for bad purposes.
It can be, and part of that is a function. We've talked previously about a lot of young people moving away from places like Facebook because that's their families there now, right? Yeah. So they're going to places like Tumblr and Snapchat and Twitter and Instagram. And Instagram is an amazing social community built around photo sharing. It's 130 million users on there. They were bought by Facebook last year, and that community built up just solely with an iPhone app. And then last year they launched an Android app, and then Facebook and Facebook bought them, and the rest is history. But you can make your photos look like they were taken in the 70s. There's all sorts of amazing filters that make your crappy photos actually look half decent.
Now talk about these two girls who were defaming.
Yeah, so there was this incident back in December where in Sweden where these two young women were using Instagram to call out people. It was a form of cyberbullying. They were taking photos of people and then hurling all sorts of sexual insults. And they were asking for submissions. Hey, do you know any sluts, basically?
Oh my gosh.
Let's like make
shame
a wall.
them.
Yeah, it's almost like a wall of shame.
Horrible, horrible.
So what happened, though, is that there were some people falsely accused of doing this, and then people were coming to their defense, and then there was actually riots ensued at downtown in one town in Sweden, and also at a high school.
And was all of this sort of that cyber sleuthing that people do and say, I think I found them, and this is the person? Yeah. It's so dangerous.
You see that on a lot of social sites, and they use some clues, and sometimes they get it right, sometimes they get it wrong. Yeah, like with the Boston bomber was a perfect example of that.
Right.
As well.
So here's pictures of those riots that took place, young people on the streets. Imagine that over a situation on Instagram. Rioting in the streets.
Exactly.
Right.
And so they were charged in May. They found the right ones, and they were just convicted, a 15-year-old and 16-year-old girl. So
not smart. Nope. Not smart. Talk to your teenagers about behavior.
Yes. Don't bully people.
How you behave in public and in person is the same as you should behave on the web. Instagram, though, has taken the next step in its evolution.
Exactly. They've gone video. There's a little thing that's kind of almost was a precursor to that. There was two fellows that did something called Instagramimation. And they made a video. They actually got a camera and took 1,600 photos. A lot of
Instagram pictures.
Yeah. Well, they actually just did regular photos first on a DSLR camera using burst mode. This guy walking around doing stuff, and then they loaded them onto an iPhone. And then took photos of an iPhone. They had a whole rig. They took photos of that iPhone, and then they swiped through photo by photo. In Instagram.
That's
And then they edited it in their video.
That's the origin of animation, though. Right?
Exactly.
That's how animation first started. The flip books.
Yeah. So some people are saying, well, it's kind of a cheat because they didn't really take the photos on Instagram, but they did load them into Instagram and then took photos of their phone with the photos in Instagram. It's kind of meta in a way.
It's very cool.
And
a lot of work.
A lot of work, but it's something original. It's just another example of the kind of creativity that people are using. So now Instagram, in response to Vine, which launched in January, which is
only 7 seconds or 6 seconds. 6 seconds. Yeah.
And they're already at 10 million users. They've gone crazy. And part of that is being owned by Twitter. So there's some great integration there. Though Instagram has launched as a counterpunch, a 15-second app, and it's got some neat things that people who are used to Instagram with photos will like. Like you can apply filters to your videos and make them look like they were shot sometime in the misty past. And they've got a built-in audience of 130 million Instagram users to help take it off. And so there's a bit of controversy right now. Like there's the Instagram people versus the Vine people. Some people like Vine because it's shorter, it's a bit more contained.
Come on, it's just Coke versus Pepsi.
Exactly.
Same battle, it's just different material.
But people get so passionate about it
if
you read on the message boards. But they're both good. I think Instagram on video has got a little bit of refinement to do. Some people have some concerns about the quality and whatnot, and also people figuring out how to use it.
Right. Okay. Our final thing, social media day. We got about 25 seconds. Go.
Mashable, one of the big preeminent social media sites back in 2010, started Social Media Day and offered tools for people to set up local meetups in their area. And there's so today is Social Media Day 2013. And if you go to mashable.com/smday, you can see where these social media meetups are all around the world. There's one supposedly this evening in Vancouver. There's another one on Sunday as well. So I guess if people don't want to go out on school night,
perfect.
if you want to hang out with social media people,
there you go. All right. Hey, thanks, Tristan. Coming up on tomorrow's show, Brent Furtick, editor of TV Week, is going to join us. Miss 604, Rebecca Ballwood, and the joy of feeding. Plus, I think we'll talk a little NHL draft. Have yourselves a great Thursday. See you tomorrow morning.